Okay, so AI agents are everywhere right now, right? These super smart assistants that are supposed to change, well, everything. But here's the thing, there's this massive problem hiding in plain sight, and honestly, it could bring this whole revolution grinding to a halt.
I mean, these agents are getting ridiculously smart. They can code for you, book an entire trip, crunch huge amounts of data. But what if you need two different agents to team up on something? Or what happens when one needs to use a tool it's never even heard of? The big question is, can they actually work together?
Because right now, it's basically the digital Wild West. You've got all these genius agents out there, but none of them speak the same language. It's like a Tower of Babel for AI. And if we don't fix it, we're just going to have digital chaos with all this amazing potential locked away in separate boxes. But there is a solution, and it's pretty cool. So let's sort through that chaos. First, we're going to nail down the actual communication problem. Then we'll look at how protocols create that shared language. We'll dive into the three key layers, clear up some stuff that gets confusing, and then put it all together to see the full picture. All right, first up, the agent communication problem. This really gets to the heart of it. How do we get what we want done in a digital world that honestly wasn't built to understand us in this way? At least not yet. So here's the deal. AI agents are basically the new user interface. You just say what you want, that's your intent, and the agent is supposed to go and do it. Simple, right? But an agent can't book your flight if it can't talk to the airline system. It can't work on a project with another agent if they can't even say hello. Right now, they're like these little islands of brain power, totally disconnected from each other. And that leads us to the solution, the thing the whole industry is getting behind, and that is protocols. This is how we're going to build the bridges between all those smart little islands. So what is an agent protocol? The easiest way to think about it is like a universal translator from Star Trek, or a shared rule book for a game. It's a standard language that lets all the different pieces of this puzzle, the AI models, the software tools, the apps, and yeah, even us, actually understand each other. So why does this matter so much? Well, it boils down to three huge wins. First up is interoperability. That just means everything can finally speak the same language. No more lost in translation. Second, transparency. We get to move away from these closed black box systems and into open standards that anyone can see and use. And third, and this is a big one for builders, reusability. Developers can create these little Lego blocks that can be snapped together in new ways to build amazing things, way faster. Okay, so a shared language is the goal. Got it. But it turns out agent communication isn't just one simple chat. It's happening on a few different levels at the same time. So now we're going to zoom in a bit and break down the three key layers. And this really lays it all out. You've got three main types of conversations, or layers. You have agent to user, which is handled by a protocol called AGUI. Then you have agent to tools, managed by MCP. And finally, agent to agent communication, which is where A2A comes in. Let's break that down. First up, AGUI. Think of this as the connection between the agent's brain, the backend where all the thinking happens, and the actual app on your screen. It's what lets the agent feel like it's alive inside the app, you know? Updating things in real time, reacting when you click stuff. It's that magic connection. Okay, next is MCP, the Model Context Protocol. If AGUI is the connection to you, MCP is the agent's connection to its tools. It's literally its toolbox. MCP is the standard, secure way for an agent to grab whatever it needs to get the job done. Could be a booking API, a company database, whatever. It's how it uses the outside world. And last but not least, A2A, which is short for agent to agent. This one's all about teamwork. It's the protocol for diplomacy between agents. If one agent needs to hand off a task to another, more specialized agent, or if a whole swarm of them need to tackle a big problem together, A2A gives them the rules of engagement to do that. So let's just lock that in. It's actually pretty simple when you boil it down. A2A is agent to agent, MCP is agent to tools, and AGUI is agent to you, the user. 3 different conversations, 3 different protocols. Easy. All right, I know what you're thinking. A2A, MCP, AGUI. That's a lot of acronyms, and it's super easy to get them mixed up or wonder how they all relate. So let's clear up some of that confusion right now. And the number one question people ask is, are these things all competing?
Is this like a new format war, like Blu-ray versus HD DVD? Are they all fighting to be the one protocol that wins?
The answer is a huge, emphatic no. They are not competing at all. This quote really says it best. They're complementary. Each one is built to solve a different part of the problem. A2A handles one job, MCP another, and AGUI a third. The whole point is to make them work together, not for one to beat the others.
Okay, here's another tricky one. You might hear about something called a generative UI spec, like MCP UI, and think, wait, isn't that what AGUI does? And no, they're totally different. Think of it this way. The UI spec is the blueprint. It tells the app what to show the user, like put a button here. But AGUI is the electrical wiring. It's the protocol that makes that button actually do something when you click it. It's the live interactive part. One is the what, the other is the how.
And one final thing to clear up. People often ask, aren't these just APIs? And again, nope. An API is like a dedicated private phone line between two specific things. It connects product A to product B. But a protocol, that's the entire telephone system. It's the shared set of rules that lets anyone with a phone call anyone else. It connects whole ecosystems, not just two products. Okay, so we've zoomed in on the layers. We've cleared up the common mix-ups. Now for the final piece of the puzzle, let's zoom all the way back out and see how this all comes together. Because the most important thing to get is that these layers aren't isolated. You don't pick one or the other. They're designed to work together, to stack on top of each other. And when you put them all together, you get what people are starting to call the agentic stack. It's the full end-to-end blueprint for building these new kinds of apps. And here it is, the whole stack, from top to bottom. Right at the top, you've got the app that you're actually using. That real-time connection to the front end is handled by, you guessed it, AGUI. Then, the agent's backend uses MCP to reach out to tools and A2A to talk to other agents. And all of that, the whole thing, is powered by the large language models and frameworks way down at the bottom. See how it all just clicks into place? Now, let's be real. Building all this from the ground up would be a huge pain. And that's exactly where frameworks like Copilot Kit fit in. They basically sit on top of this whole stack and handle all the complicated plumbing for you. They unify everything so developers can just focus on building cool agentic apps way, way faster. And that really brings us to the big idea here. For the first time, we are actually creating a common language for AI. We're finally moving out of that wild west of isolated agents and into a new world of true collaborative intelligence. So the question isn't, can they work together anymore? The question is, now that they can, what are we going to build?